This episode of Is This Adulting is brought to you by our Patreon supporters. We'd like to welcome new Patreon supporters Jessica D., Hannah B., Angela M., Amy P., Christina J., Chrissy G., and we'd also like to give a big thanks to the Film Roast Podcast, Chris O., and April B. for increasing their existing pledges. If you'd like to find out more about supporting the show, click the Support the Show tab on our website, isthisadultingpod.com, or visit our Patreon at patreon.com/isthisadulting. Thanks.
Okay, I had to find a song that wouldn't get you guys in any legal trouble. This is your best friend, Hayden Cook, from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. You're listening to Is This Adulting?
Hey everybody, and welcome to Is This Adulting, a weekly conversation between two best friends navigating adulthood and our struggles with mental health as overgrown man-children. I'm best friend number one, Stephen Pappas.
And I'm that cute guy in math class that is sitting all the way in the back, and you're like, what's his story? You know? Everyone has that guy in their math class, right? No? Just me?
I don't have
Okay,
a math
fine.
class.
Well, I mean, there was a point where we all had math class. Fine, whatever. I was trying to do something different, special. It didn't work, okay? Not everything can work perfectly.
No, it can't.
I'm Chris Grimmett.
There you go.
I'll just do something nice and simple.
Thank you. You actually said your name for the first time in quite a while. You're really bad at remembering to do that.
That's true.
So, basically, our partnership is falling apart. The show is dissolving, and I've had about enough. So, thank you.
This is the part in VH1 behind the scenes where it slowly starts to pan and you see like the crack in the screen where we began to split. So do you remember those?
And behind the music, you mean?
Oh, what did I say? Behind the scenes? Yeah,
behind the scenes. Yeah, it's behind the music and the voiceover, like the piano starts, or like it's a foreboding sound, and the voiceover definitely says like, "But all was not well between Stephen and Chris."
Well, now we just need someone to come in and be the glue. To keep us together.
We need a mediator. We need a beautiful, beautiful mediator. And so, hey, we have one. Oh my God. Wow. It's amazing. I've never, ever met someone in the short time that I've known our guest that seems so level-headed and so knowledgeable of us as people and worthy to come in and do this.
Oh, okay.
And so, listeners,
you're projecting a lot on this.
I know, but I trust him. I trust him. So we've got another best friend this week. You know him as an author on multiple New York Times bestsellers, as well as the co-writer of the immensely successful podcast Welcome to Night Vale. Please welcome Jeffrey Cranor to the show. Hey, Jeffrey.
Hi, guys. How are you?
I mean, we're clearly having trouble. Can you shed some light on any techniques we should
now
use
more than ever, Jeffrey?
Yeah.
Stephen, I need you to sign up for a math class. Maybe there's a community college near you.
I won't do well.
Okay, that's fine. The only thing I need you to get out of that math class is to find the person in the back of the room that you want to know what his story is. That's it. That's your one assignment.
Okay.
I will find what math class you're in. I'll come in disguise. I'll have like the straight up Justin Bieber haircut and the sunglasses. I'm gonna look straight up like Pony Boy from The Outsiders, and everyone's gonna say like, "Ooh, what's his story?" I'm just excited about it.
That sounds.
And Chris, you need to have a good story. See, that's your assignment.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'm a murderer.
Okay, great.
I got a very interesting
welcome
story.
to our show. Aren't you glad you're talking to us now? You can use this in court one day. So this will be legally binding, whatever we say here. So, yeah, we're going to get into everything in just a second. But first, before we do you want to throw some plugs out? Tell everybody where they can find you on the internet or your home address, things like that.
Sure. Let's start with internet. I feel like that's the better way to go. I am on Twitter at HappierMan, also on Instagram there too, and as you mentioned, I do the podcast Welcome to Night Vale. I also co-write another fiction podcast called Within the Wires, which is done in the style of found audio from an alternate universe. So our first season was done in the style of relaxation cassettes that sort of quickly evolve into maybe the person is telling you how to escape a medical prison. And the second season was a mystery that was told over the course of a decade through museum audio guides. So those are the big things I'm working on right now.
So creative.
I know,
Thanks.
right? Sometimes I think we're creative, and then I meet creative people, and I'm like, oh, wow, okay, I got a ways to go. But
We're creative-ish.
It's awesome stuff. I feel like this sentence needs to not be said, but if you haven't listened to Welcome to Night Vale, go listen to it. I think everyone has. But if you haven't, go listen to it, because it is the perfect amount of goofy and chilling and brilliant. And I love it so much. Also, those books, well, okay, I'm not going to lie and say I've read both. I read the first one, loved it. Haven't read the second one because we started this little venture and we're broke as hell. So I haven't bought It Devours yet, but I'm going to.
Awesome. I hope you like it.
But I love the first one, so I can't imagine I would not. But seriously, go check these things out. They are well worth it. And I will have to ask, happier man. Are you implying that you're happier than I am or than you used to be? There's a lot to unpack here.
When I do the thing at like stores where they're like, give us your email and be part of our whatever shopper club. So I have that in my email, and they usually tell me, they usually make a comment if my wife Jillian is with me. Of like, oh, is that because of you? And then we both smile and laugh and say yes. Oh. It actually is a, that's not true. But it is a, it came out of a quote of from Bertolt Brecht, from the playwright, and it was I think it was a Donmar Warehouse production of Threepenny Opera, and I don't remember the original title of the song because it's very long, like many of Brecht's song titles were. But there's a line in it where they're saying, know your limitations, formulate a better plan, modify your aspirations, be a happier man. And it's just a song about understanding where your limits are in life and understanding how to like carve out a space for yourself and be happier in that space. It's a very cynical song, but I sort of took like the more positive tone of that line.
Okay, I have to say something because we're about to transition into our ad, which
is not as beautiful and eloquent as that.
That's one way of putting it. Jeffrey, that's the most badass thing I've ever heard in my entire life. You just quoted a deep cut, intelligent reference over here. I mean, if I was to pick a song and pick a line from the song for it to be my Instagram and Twitter and everything, it would be something like from Nelly, not from this like like this amazingly like beautiful poetic thing. So I just feel like I need to acknowledge that, considering where this podcast is going to go in a second. For everyone listening, I hope you know there are more layers to what you're about to hear of me than just this.
And also, I mean, Jeffrey, I need to let you know, if you just heard that sound, that's my wife's wedding ring getting thrown across the room because she's a theater person and she's now in love with you, based on what you just said. So tell Jillian, you've got a third coming to hang out. So
I'll let her know.
This is also VH1 Behind the Music. Another Craig. Just when Stephen thought his life couldn't get any worse, not just his podcasting friend leaves, now his wife.
Oh my gosh, my life it's falling apart.
Do you think a Bertolt Brecht Behind the Music would have been the lowest rated Behind the Music on VH1?
I do have to admit, I think that it would have been up there.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking
still
of like
would have been higher than Toby Keith, but just by a little bit.
Oh my God! I can't imagine a world in which Toby Keith has more viewers than Bertolt Brecht or any playwright or musician that does theater, but that's probably what happens in the real world, right?
Well, you can also follow me on Tumblr at bootinayourass.tumblr.com.
See, Toby Keith really wanted that one, but you beat him to the punch there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Jeffrey's just waiting. He's just waiting till Toby finally has enough, and he goes, all right, Jeffrey, $1 million for that
Nope.
Tumblr.
It's the only home for my Toby Keith /fic.
Oh my gosh. Well, Speaking of slashing, that sounds really intense.
What?
I was going to say, the last thing that we're going to plug, because we're going to plug it every episode this month, is, hey, I did this weird tattoo bet with Amanda Jacobson from Wine and Crime.
What a disgusting transition.
Yeah, I didn't...
Slashing.
It's just because of the skin. I don't know. Okay, anyway.
Let's keep going.
I did a tattoo bet. If we get enough new donors on Patreon, I have to go get a Wine and Crime tattoo with Amanda. It all started when I said I'd get an Is This Adulting tattoo if we had enough donors. Well, guess what? That's already happened, so that has to happen. But now, if we hit that level, I have to go get matching banana tattoos with Amanda Jacobson in Nashville. So,
how many supporters do we need for you to get a Toby Keith tattoo?
There is no amount of money in the world.
You say
or
that.
Support in the world that can make me get a Toby Keith tattoo.
You say that, but
I do say that, and I
we
emphatically mean it.
All right. Well, we'll see.
Oh, God. And finally, as always, we want to thank our sponsor, Blueberry, for our segment where Chris pitches me an idea for a podcast he's been thinking about recently. It sounds like it's going to be really intelligent and well-researched. Let's go, Chris.
All right, well, hold on. Before I begin, I have to acknowledge that I'm very embarrassed about this now after the amount of intelligence that Jeffrey has proven that he has. So I hope that you can still look at me with kind thoughts after this. All right, here goes nothing. Jeffrey.
Yes.
I know that from your show, Welcome to Nightville, that you are quite a fan of conspiracy theories. Is that right?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, I have exciting news for you because I have been working on a project for months now about one of the biggest conspiracy theories of the 21st century. Have you ever heard of the Axe body spray fiasco of 2016?
I have not. I'm excited to hear about it, though.
Ooh, well, you see, there is a small island off the coast of Russia. It's called...
It's not there anymore.
I'm going to try and pronounce it correctly. The island is called Shvetland, where for years, Axe body spray had one of the largest plants in their entire company. There, they would test out new fragrances and mass-produce their gift of smell to the world. And as a thank you to the island for being so hospitable to them, they created a special fragrance to honor the people of Shvetland and their aspirations for a better life. It was called Shvet Dreams. It was incredible. It was incredibly popular throughout the island. One could find Shvet Dreams in almost every young man's home. Well, unfortunately, there was an unknown chemical reaction in the formula where two ions over time would combust, producing radiation. Rumors have it that before long, the island started to experience large quantities of radiation throughout the entire land. Axe body spray was in a publicity crisis, so they paid off politicians and left without a trace, leaving the people of Shvetland to defend for themselves. What happened next, no one expected. People began to die off. Well, all except for a specific demographic. Prepubescent boys. You see, they had experienced such large doses of Shvet Dreams that they were immune to the symptoms. Before long,
Jeffrey, I'm so sorry.
Keep going.
Well, see you guys later.
Before long, the only remaining survivors were 10 to 12-year-old boys. Recently, I traveled to the island of Shvetland after hearing tales that the boys had started to experience a strange phenomenon once they hit puberty. And what I found was far worse than I could imagine. There were boys with more body hair than even Michael J. Fox from Teen Wolf. They were 13-year-olds who talked with such deep voice that they sounded like James Earl Jones. And the body odor, it was literally breathtaking. I realized someone must tell their story, and this was why I was put on this earth. Jeffrey Stephen, it's a documentary podcast that I call The Island of Misfit Boys.
I thought it was going to be the Axe Files.
No. You think that. No. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. That's pretty good, but just wait till this next part.
I don't want to.
Okay, it's good.
Well, hey, Chris, that's an interesting idea, but creating a podcast isn't as easy as recording your show and uploading an MP3.
Okay, really? I feel like it was.
Oh, no. Okay, I'm good. To get the most out of your show, you're going to need a lot of help. Have you thought about hosting that's fast and reliable?
No.
Yeah, what about accurate download stats? I can't say stats, so that you know what your numbers truly are.
No, I mean, I've been off-site in Svetland, so I haven't had time to really think about those things.
And you're gonna need help building a website, because at the end of the day, you don't want to spend your time doing that. You want to spend your time developing more content. So what should we be looking for from, I'm gonna call it the Axe Files, because I already forgot the name. So yeah, what should we be looking for, Christopher?
Jim, and when I got there, things were far worse than I could have imagined. The radiation from the body spray had begun to kill off plant life. The first to go.
Elaborate thing.
The first to go was the trees. The boys were finding it difficult to find enough timber to build shelter, weapons, and fires to stay warm. This first episode follows the grieving process of the boys coming to grips that they have lost the gift of lumber for forever. The episode is called Morning Wood.
Sure it is.
Oh, sorry.
Jeffrey's left. He's gone, y'all.
I'm sorry, Jeffrey. You may be more sophisticated than that humor, and I apologize, but I have to admit, I thought that was pretty damn funny.
It's pretty great.
Oh, I think he had already written it in his head. Like, he knew what was coming.
Hey, I'm not a professional writer, though, so just be kind to me.
Well, that was... Blueberry offers you all of your podcasting needs, so you can focus on that. Everything from hosting all the way to having your own WordPress site. I'm having trouble getting through this one.
Well, that sounds like exactly what I'm looking for, man. But I've already started. I did all this research. What am I supposed to do?
Well, it's all good. It doesn't matter whether you already... I'm just going to plow through. Whether you already have a podcast or if you always wanted to start your own podcast, Blueberry can help you, and you get your first month free in the process. Just head over to blueberry.com/BFF and get your first month free now.
Wow, that seemed pretty scripted to me, Stephen. I thought we were having a candid, just, us three rap session where I could share my ideas. All right, fine. Well, that's good and all, but I got a pretty loyal fan base, and I don't want to lose any subscribers to this amazing show, Steve.
I hesitate to ask my question that I ask you every week.
I don't feel good about this one.
I don't feel good about it either. Hey, Chris, what do you call your fans?
The Schvet Dreamers.
No. Well, their support team can help you migrate your existing show with their free tools, so you're not going to lose any subscribers.
Oh, am I supposed to say something? I don't even know.
It's okay. You go ahead and get to work on, literally, again, I have forgotten the name. Island of Misfit Boys. I remembered. Those good boys. Well, you get started on that or any other podcast today with Blueberry and get your first month free in the process by using the promo code BFF. We did it. We did an ad. We survived it together.
Way to do it.
Jeffrey's still here. He came back.
I'm still here.
I feel deeply insecure now. The joke really seemed good in my head, but it didn't seem to go as well for both of you.
Could you go with veterinarians? I was trying to think of other names for your fans of the show.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I don't know. There's not really an animal theme, though, so maybe I take that back.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there were other suggestions, I thought, but that was actually one of the cleaner of the options I came up with. So.
Oh goodness. Well, we'll talk off mic about what those other suggestions were, Chris. Well, we're going to start this week, just like we do every week, with a mental health check-in. So just transferring over to that now. Hey, Chris, how's your week been?
I was doing a lot better until about 3.5 minutes ago when I started to feel very insecure about a joke that I thought was going to land, and clearly
Chris, we liked your ad.
Love your ad.
I mean, Morningwood. That was pretty funny.
That was really good.
I was trying to bring my best wit to someone who writes for a living and is so good at it. So, all right. Well, in some ways, the last couple minutes is a good representation of what my past week has been. It has been very interesting, and some good, but mostly bad, unfortunately. Well, I will share a fun story that I called Stephen about this weekend, and I think it's the best way to really describe, because this is quite funny. I have had a very stressful, emotionally draining, and just very anxious-filled week. And so this week, I was going to a bachelor party, and I was packing everything. Everything was good. I got there, spent the night, and then the next morning I went to change clothes, and hey, Jeffrey, since Stephen already knows this, have any idea what I forgot to pack?
Toiletries.
See, I wish it was that simple. I had actually forgotten all of my clothes. Yeah, that's my shirts and my pants. Don't worry. I had underwear. I had socks. I had a couple random, like I had a bathing suit for some reason, and like a sweatshirt. But all my clothes were wrinkly, so I'd like throw it I threw it in the dryer before leaving, and then I just left it there. And so I had literally no clothes.
Now, granted, you were in Charleston, where you're allowed to just walk around in socks and underwear, I think. So I don't know.
That is true. Well, it was also an unexpected last-second trip where I didn't even know I was going there until I pretty much was there,
Gotcha.
Which sounds pretty crazy to say, but that's again, that's a good reflection of how this week has been. And so, because of that, the weekend itself was very nice. I was not even there for very long. I was there for like not 36 hours, maybe something like crazy like that. But it was good because I was able to spend some time with some friends and see people. But especially when you have not seen friends for a while, usually that means you have to catch up with them, right? And when you have to catch up with things that have been kind of painful, it's not like it's the most like enjoyable experience in the world because you're just having to reprocess and like re-poke old wounds. And so the week was really stressful at work, and then I was traveling and I was with friends, which was nice, but that was also so kind of stressful. And today, y'all, and I mean, I had a weird moment today where I've started to recognize when I can tell my anxiety is what's making me sick compared to something else. And I was feeling super nauseous this morning at work. And at one point I just looked over and my hand was literally like shaking. And it was just like, oh my God, clearly I'm tired and I'm at like a low. And so I've been pretty quiet all day. But at the same time, I've been really excited because I've been looking forward to being able to process and kind of joke around and remind me that I'm more than just being sad and anxious sometimes. So that being said, I'm very grateful that I'm able to be here, and thank y'all for listening because being able to process sometimes is quite nice. So it's not all been bad, but it hasn't been the best day ever. I mean, I have clothes again, which is encouraging. That's the thing that's most important.
We're all very grateful for that.
Well, most people are. There's a few out there that. Well, I'll keep it at that. So, Jeffrey, how's your week been, man?
It's been good. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, it's been fine. You know, it's I had a stressful Wednesday this past week as I broke up with my therapist of a couple years, which was not. It wasn't a breakup. It was. It's not me. It's not you. It's me, sort of thing. Because I moved out of the city. A couple years ago, and I'm now living here full time over the past almost year now, and so I'm a couple hours out of the city, and she's based in Brooklyn. So it kind of got to the point where it's just difficult having phone sessions only. I was just never in New York to actually sit in person. She was pretty great, but I was like, I'm spending a lot of money on this, and I feel like I should probably be spending that money on the exact thing that I want.
Sure.
So that was hard. I've never broken up with a therapist before, really.
Yeah.
So I ghosted one in my early 20s, but that was because I was super poor, and I was just like, I don't want to admit out loud to anyone that I can't afford this session. So I did that. But it was interesting. I kind of have, as with every week, I think my number one like anxiety that I deal with is dealing with like family stress, and that's been kind of like in ups and downs. It's a little bit kind of in the middle this past week, but it's more a matter of trying to engage the family regularly. We have a lot of really fundamental disagreements on how the world works, and we're also pretty volatile in terms of we can get real confrontational and argumentative. And so it's mostly a thing of kind of like learning how to just like let things go, especially since, I don't know, an arbitrary date I'll pick out of midair, November 2016. There's been kind of a sense of like, oh, I should maybe find things to take a stand for, things to donate to, things to march in, things to be this way and that, and it sort of has escalated a lot of the conflict in my family. So It's interesting. So I've been kind of taking the tact of the way I sort of dealt with my fear of flying over the last several years, which has helped a lot, which is, you know what, it's nothing to be afraid of or terrified about. It's just uncomfortable. No one finds flying comfortable, or very few people do. And so just embrace the fact that it's not always enjoyable, but it's fine. You're going to be fine. And so you can just kind of sit through things, ride things out. You don't get everything that you want. You don't have leg room. You don't get to like lay down and take a nap on a plane. You don't you don't get to you don't get to have parents who may listen to the same podcasts or read the same stories or have the same level of engagement in the world. So you just say, well, I'll take it as I can get it, and just how was your day? Oh, it was great. Oh, it's so good to hear. Well, talk to you later. You know, you kind of play that game, and that's been doing okay. So that's been rolling pretty consistently okay for the last couple of weeks, so that's good.
Good. And can I just say, I know me and Stephen both have had therapists that we didn't like, and so trying to find like a good fit is hard enough. And so I'm sorry that had to happen, but I hope that you can find a good fit where you don't have to go forever to just be able to talk with them in person, because in person is really nice too.
Yeah,
so,
I agree. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Coming from the other part of what you shared, from someone who has had a lot of family differences since November of 2016, I feel you on that. So stay strong and just we ride it out with our families sometimes. I know I do.
Yeah.
Steven, man, how are you?
I'll borrow your phrase again. Your boy's not doing good. But I am, but I'm not. Okay, so did really well last week. I mentioned on the podcast I was starting like a borderline vegetarian diet, trying to just do better for my health, because I mean, you can look at me, go find a picture of me.
Stop.
No, it's true. I'm just saying.
No
as
mean
far
talk
as,
about yourself. I
promise you, I am not self-deprecating. I'm just saying.
I'm going to attack the Shvet Dreamers on you if you don't be careful.
I understand that
use
I'm
them as
a
a
bigger
weapon.
boy. I understand that, and so I'm trying to make adjustments to my lifestyle to try to help with that, and that went really well until a couple of days ago, and then I just went ape shit. I was just I'm going to eat all the bad food. Here is how you know it got real bad. I hit a real low in my life last night. I ordered Domino's and split a pizza with my wife, and I was like, cool. We've done it. We've split a pizza. We're done. 3 hours later, so as not to confuse the Domino's people, I ordered Papa John's I ordered from another pizza place and crammed a lot of that into my body. And I was just like, well, this is what we're doing. Okay. And so that really affected me in not a great way. But at the same time, I made some other steps this week that I hadn't been able to do. I totally kind of ghosted from social media for the weekend. I just decided I'm going to be present. And honestly, even if present means I'm watching a TV show with my wife, or I'm playing a game, or... Guys, I went and walked around a small town. There was a festival. I had coffee. I got cold brew coffee and walked around and ate outside, and there was a breeze and people, and it was very odd because I'm usually so engaged with social media and with my phone.
Is this 1940? What are you doing?
I know. And I'm usually so engaged with everything that I just don't do any of that. And so I was able to unplug and just kind of get out. I had friends over. In fact, Chris, you randomly appeared in Charlotte.
Yeah, you're right.
Saturday evening, and we grilled out and sat out back and had a few beers, and we're able to just connect in that way. So it was nice to unplug. That was good. And then today I ate well. I'm going to catch some flack for it because I didn't eat much, because I had a protein shake for lunch, and that was all I ate until dinner, which was just food. But anyway, as dinners usually are.
Food is the best thing you can eat.
Yes. And really the only thing you should eat, probably. Anything can be food if you eat it. No, yeah. I know. So, yeah, it's been good. Last night was a real low point, but other than that, just unplugging and relaxing has been really good. And I'll be honest, the social media thing I was drowning and I didn't realize it. Like, I was obsessed with what was going on social media. I was obsessed with this tattoo bet and were we going to hit the numbers? And I told Amanda about this and I told Chris about this. So I'll share it with Jeffrey. I started realizing that I was putting like, oh, we have this many people that have pledged toward that. I was putting so much weight in whether people were willing to make that move that I let my self-worth get wrapped up in it. And if I didn't see what I thought I should see, like, I immediately took that as a problem with me. And it meant I was not doing what I was supposed to do and that nothing we were doing was of any worth and blah, 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 blah. And so I let my self-worth get too wrapped up in the finances and the social media presence and the engagement and all this stuff. And so I just needed to unplug. So I told our discussion group, I said, hey, don't worry, I'm good. I just need to be gone for a few days. And I'm slowly incorporating myself back into media as of today. But, man, it's hard. But, yeah,
I agree.
So thank you for letting me kind of share that. I shared a little longer than I usually do. Sorry.
Thank you for sharing.
It's all right. We all did. Look at us.
Look at us. We're good mental health boys. We're doing so good. Well, as always, if you have a mental health check-in you'd like to share or an idea of how we can encourage you throughout the week, I'll remind you we're not professionals, and we encourage you to seek professional help, therapy, medication, whatever you need. But if you just kind of want somebody to be a sounding board and you just want to know somebody's read something, you can email us over at isthisadultingpod@gmail.com, or you can join our Facebook discussion group. It is a silly, funny, ridiculous, but also really heartwarming and helpful place. So that's the Is This Adulting Best Friends. Feel free to check it out. All right. We're going to move into our first topic. So, Chris, I actually know what we're going to be talking about. I haven't warned Jeffrey. I've not given him the heads up. No. I just told him, you don't need to prepare anything. You come into this blind. And I know that one particular listener is going to be very, very happy, and that would be Emily Reidner. Because Emily Reidner sent us podcast birthday gifts. And one of them is about to be used for the first time on the air. So anyone who listens to the show, you immediately know what we're about to do. Chris, would you like to intro what we're going to do here?
Oh, yes. I call this the People's Court. This is what we do. I find random statements about something, sometimes true or false, sometimes a this or that, and I'm going to have both of you tell me your opinion. And at the end, I will tell you, there's only one right answer. That answer is what I've decided is, because I'm the Honorable Judge Christopher. And so with that, I think that's all we need to know, right? Mm-hmm. Let's begin. Right. Oh, no. 1 second.
Oh, we're having difficulties.
Just pretend like none of this happened. Let's begin. Introducing the People's Court with the Honorable Judge Christopher. First up is the plaintiff, Stephen Pappas. He's a big fat douchebag. That's all I have to say about that.
Thank you.
This is kind of the thing that happens. The guy always doesn't like Stephen. That's kind of the deal. And the defendant, Jeffrey Cranor. He's great with words, and he made the judge feel really insecure about his jokes earlier. Who will win? No one knows. Oops. I couldn't get the sound off. All right, so let me explain how this works one more time. I've got my awesome new gavel. Jeffrey, can you see this?
I can.
Thank you so much, Emily. Tell me if you think this is a good gavel sound. Is that good?
It's a little hollow. Do you have a
little hollow?
Do you have a harder surface?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to actually...
Yeah, that was good.
There we go. Bam.
That's nice.
Bam.
We're doing some Foley work here on the podcast.
I like it. This is good. Old-timey radio.
This is ASMR. But it's all like... just justice-related things.
Oh my god, I would never watch ASMR court. ASMR stuff really, really, really. It upsets me greatly to listen to.
It upsets my wife too, but I love it.
It stresses me out.
I totally get why people like it. So it's no judgment on it. It's just it really, it makes me stressed out. But ASMR court would be huge. Is that not on YouTube yet? Somebody start that.
It's going to be now. Copyright, trademark.
All I can say is both the plaintiff and the defendant have already offended the judge. So this is going to be great for the first one. So as I mentioned before, this past weekend I was at a bachelor party.
Sure.
And that started making me think about weddings. The good and the bad. Take them both, and there you have the weddings. And so with that, I'm just going to do a couple different statements. I'm going to have each of you give me your opinion. There's only one right answer. It's what I decide, unless you can choose or you can convince me otherwise. But that's going to be kind of hard because I'm a judge and I know what I'm doing. All right, so first one. It's about wedding food. This is simple. Buffet or in courses. Steven, the plaintiff? I can't remember which one I called you. The plaintiff. You go first. Buffet or in courses?
I want that buffet, man. I wanna walk down. I want to serve myself. I want to not think about the germs. I'm gonna do my best to do that. But I feel like a buffet in courses is nice, but in buffet, I feel like I get to choose what I want to eat first. It's all just kind of there. Dessert, I mean, we all know we're heading for cake. That's fine. But with the buffet, I choose what I want. I don't have to wait on anybody. I'm on my own time. And really, this wedding's about me. And so, as a guest, I deserve to be pampered. And that means I can have as much of that good mac and cheese as I want. And so, for me...
Sorry, Grandma, you don't get any.
No?
Steven's going to eat it.
I will say, Christopher, if there's one of us who ate all of the food at a wedding... So that they ran out of a certain item.
Objection.
I like that the judge can object.
This is my courtroom. I can do what I would like.
Okay, great. I was just saying I like it.
Buffet or food in courses?
This is tough to say definitively because it depends on time of day. If this is an afternoon wedding, I will prefer the buffet because I'm going to be doing things later. And so I can kind of just choose how much I want. But ideally, for an evening wedding, I would absolutely love the courses because it gives you time to spend at a table with people. It's in the evening, so it's the last thing you're doing that night. You may pop out to a bar with friends later or something, but that's sort of the end of your night. So it's nice to kind of like sit down, get to chat, kind of do your thing, and then you get up, and then you have dance, and you have a cake, and you have some more wine, and then you do what you do. But I like the courses because it also sort of states what the married couple wanted to lay out. That oftentimes they give options for, do you want vegetarian or meat, whatever. But they sort of like lay out, hey, this is the type of food we wanted to share with you. So it's usually kind of a statement about them as well, which is sort of interesting.
Well, the judge has absorbed both arguments and has come to a ruling. Buffet!
Yeah!
Here's my reasons. I want endless choices. And there was one time I was at a wedding, actually the same wedding that Steven's referring to that ate a lot of the other food. And it was a course meal, and I went to talk to a friend, and my chicken hadn't got there yet. When I came back, the server had already taken my plate because it was dessert time. And I was like, no, it's not server. It's still chicken time. I don't want dessert. And he said, well, I don't really care, sir. You should have had it. He had it there for like 15 minutes. That was not enough time for me to enjoy a course. And because of that, I've stopped trusting waiters to this day. That's
Chris
all there
is
is
throwing
to
down the gauntlet. All you wait staff out there, watch out.
specifically for weddings.
Do you want to call him out by name? Or?
I don't even know his name, but if I
Okay.
did, I would just refer to him as he who must not be named.
Ah.
All right, so next one up. True or false? The cha-cha slide is fun and still culturally relevant. This time, Jeffrey, you can begin. Is that a true or is that a false?
I don't know what that is, so I'm going to say false.
What?
Hold on. We order in the court.
This is the
Jeffrey.
most shocking revelation.
Jeffrey,
Since I don't know what.
you don't know what the cha-cha slide is.
Maybe I do, and I just
researching.
have never heard that. Yeah, maybe you see me typing.
To the left. Take it
Take
back.
it back
Oh,
now,
is
y'all.
that? Oh, okay, I do know what
One
that is.
hop
I
this
just didn't know
time.
that's what it was called.
Yes,
Then,
I was about to say, Jeffrey, have you
Oh,
been
yeah.
to a wedding in roughly the last 20
Yeah.
years?
then I'm gonna hold to. Yeah, I just didn't know that was the name of it. Yeah, I'm gonna hold to my false. statement that it is still cultural.
And your reasonings for such.
I don't like any sort of like organized line dance or anything like that at a wedding. Also something that sort of like played out. Like if I hear Macarena, or like maybe one exception might be Cotton Eye Joe, but I don't know why, and it's probably just because you get to shout bullshit a lot.
That's fair.
But
Jeffrey, I was not expecting for you to be such an advocate for Cotton Eye Joe.
I mean, I grew up in Texas. I still have it in my heart that it's okay, I suppose. But no, like if I hear shout, or if I hear the Macarena or something like that, I'm out. I'm done with it, and it feels like, I guess in like internet parlance too, right? Like once a meme starts getting shared by moms on Facebook, like it's sort of done. Not sort of, it just is done once it reaches that level of popularity. And I think once a song becomes sort of like a wedding staple, I think it's no longer culturally relevant. That's from my snobbish point of view, like super snobbish point of view.
The plaintiff, do you agree or do you disagree? True or false?
Here's the thing: is I know where you're coming from, Chris. I know what's about to happen.
Do you?
And
I'm an unbiased judge.
I have to be honest with you. I also am going to say false. Not a fan of the cha-cha slide. I mean, I'll do it at a wedding, whatever, but I don't really like doing it. I'm not a fan of most organized dances, except for the Cleveland Shuffle, which Chris taught me in college.
It's a very specific dance, yes.
Yes. Other than that, I don't want to be on the dance floor. So there's my argument, and now I will remove my headphones through the remainder of this segment.
No, Steven, you can come back. It's okay.
I figured I would be able to hear it for all the yelling.
No. I have taken both of your arguments once again into consideration, and my answer is simple. False. This is a surprise to you, Steven. I also agree that the cha-cha slide is no longer fun or culturally relevant. Here's my reasons. I have no interest in watching an uncoordinated person cha-cha real smooth. It is neither cha-cha nor is it smooth. That is something I don't know how to explain to people otherwise. If you find yourself at a wedding and you hear your friend suggest, let's do the cha-cha slide, there is only one thing you can do. Everybody slap your friends! No. I hate that song. There's plenty of songs I do like. Now, I will disagree with you on some things. I love the Cupid Shuffle. I love the wobble. Oh, boy, can I do the wobble all the live long day. But the cha-cha slide, there's a point where it should go out to pasture and never come back. And
can we kick the electric slide out, too?
2003. Well, I kind of do like the boogie woogie woogie. I can't help it. I can't help it. Just something about me and Lady Justice, just doing the boogie woogie woogie. What can I say? So no, it's all right. I'm in agreement with you both on that one. So the next up is true or false. The dances between the parent and the child, like father-son, or what is it? Father-son, mother-daughter, father-daughter, son-mother, whatever. You understand what I'm saying.
Whatever combination.
Yeah, whatever combination.
Cat and dog.
The parent... cat, dog.
I'd watch that.
Me and the waiter. No, true or false? Parent-child dances are awkward. Steven. True or false?
With the exception of cat and dog, I'm going to say absolutely true. For everyone, parent-child dances are awkward for the people around watching. Because it's just, there's something a little weird about it. Like, maybe I'm not to an age, and I'm not a parent, but maybe I'm not to an age where I'm just like, oh, this is sweet. I'm always just like, ugh, like, I'm not enjoying this. Like, I want to be over here eating my barbecue or whatever they're serving and not paying attention. Sorry, in the South, they serve barbecue at weddings a lot. That sounded really weird. But
it's bring your own barbecue, BYOB.
Yeah, we bring our own, and they do provide slaw and hush puppies, but other than that, it is what it is. But yeah, I just want to be eating my food and talking to my friends, and I don't really want to watch, especially if the DJ lets it go on too long. I don't want to watch a 3.5 minute dance between you and your dad while you dance to Cinderella or I Love Her First or whatever, all those weird, slightly country-ish, slightly Christian-y. And I don't mean to offend anyone who's done that, but for me, I'm uncomfortable. And my biggest level of miscomfort comes from I've been there. I've done that dance. And my mom and I actually danced to Cinderella at my wedding. And that's not true.
I was like, wait,
true.
what? I was at your wedding?
No, yeah,
It's,
we danced.
butterfly kisses.
I was like, I very much don't remember that.
no,
and I was about to say,
no
please tell
butterfly
me,
kisses,
tell me
please.
more about that.
No, we did dance to Stand By Me.
I was about to say, that sounds familiar.
But yeah, I don't. Everyone involved is uncomfortable except for maybe the parent. I love my mom, but there are ways that I choose to show that are not trying to dance in front of people because I'm bad at it.
Interesting. Jeffrey, true or false?
That they're awkward. That's what
Yes.
the affirmation. Well, I'll say in my experience at weddings, a lot of times when it gets to the dad, daughter, mother, son dance, that it usually is, at that point, people kind of acknowledge that it's happening, but they kind of go back to their own things. So I don't find it super awkward because it's, I find it, the awkward moments of the wedding are when, like, the father or the best man or the maid of honor or somebody gives a toast. Those are usually super cringeworthy. Like, those make me curl into a ball. Whereas the dance moment is usually a sign that I can go back to drinking and talking.
Interesting. These are both very interesting points, and I will have to clarify a little bit because it's clear that there are a few social expectations that are different for weddings in the South compared to weddings in the North, which I will explain in just a second. But my answer to this is true. They are very uncomfortable and very awkward. And here's the reason why.
You've seen a million of them.
Yeah, I have seen quite a few of them. But also in the South, Jeffrey, you do not have that luxury of running away. Instead, everyone is pressured to stand in a circle while you watch them dance.
Let me counterpoint that and say I don't think I've ever been to a wedding in the North. Like, I grew up most of my life in the South, so all of the weddings I've ever been to, I would say 90% of them were in Texas. So maybe it's a different South. I don't know.
Bailiff, escort this
Texas,
man out.
I will say, Texas is a very different South
Yes.
than the Carolina coast.
That is true.
Yeah.
Well, all I have to say is this. I have heard too many Butterfly Kisses. I've heard too many Rascal Flatts renditions of My Wish. And I am sick and tired of them. And it is very, very uncomfortable because they are so long and it feels very strange to be watching. It's like an intimate family moment that somehow you walked into and you're not allowed to escape. And so because of that, very much so, I would almost rather do anything else. So the next one on the list, we're getting close, gentlemen. Wedding receptions. Which is preferred? Assigned seating, or you get to choose yourself? Jeffrey, you begin.
I'm going to go with assigned seating because at a place like a wedding, I often don't know what to do with myself. And so while I'm not the most socially graceful person, I do a lot better when forced to be in conversation with strangers than if I have to, like, just go sit next to somebody. And so I found that at weddings with open tables, or just at parties where there's, where you're just looking for a place to eat, sometimes you just ask, hey, can I eat at this table? People are like, yeah. And oftentimes those conversations are awkward. But if you're sitting at an assigned seated table, you're usually sitting with your date, maybe a couple other close friends, and then a few other people you may not know. And I feel like that's a good way to kind of generate the conversation, and that's sort of a comfort zone for me. It's kind of like it alleviates the tyranny of choice of, like, looking around a room and just seeing a bunch of people that I feel like I should be social with. But usually in those moments, I sort of, like, shut down and, like, who's the one person I know? Great, I'm going to stand next to them. So I like the assigned seating because it helps me a lot to start conversations.
Steven.
Also assigned seating. Because I've been in way too many scenarios where we've done the wedding thing. I've enjoyed the wedding. And then all of a sudden it's time to eat. And I'm standing there with my plate of food and I'll see, like, a friend across the room. It's like the one of two people I know at this wedding. And I have to, like, mad dash for a seat and I don't get it. All of a sudden another person sits there and it's just, I'm uncomfortable. I feel like that kid in the lunchroom who just, like, I don't know where to sit with different groups and stuff. So, like, yeah, I'd rather them just tell me where to go. And usually when you're developing, like, these people will sit here and these people will sit here, I mean, the idea is like they know each other or they would get along. And so I want someone to tell me who to get along with because I'm not good at figuring it out on my own.
Yeah, lunchroom. That's a good way to describe that feeling of like, oh, this is terrifying.
Well, I've heard you both, and here's my ruling. I say choose your own seating. This is what's interesting. My wife wholeheartedly agrees with both of you, but let me explain my logic. 1, I am not a baby. This is not 4th grade. I have no need for you to tell me how to sit or where to sit. I also have no interest in sitting beside your other college friends that I do not know, but you think will get along. Newsflash, we will not. It will just be very uncomfortable the entire time. I would rather find the one person, sit beside them, or if need to, look at them and say, let's get out of here and go get drinks. So because of that, that is my reasoning. I think most people agree with you, unfortunately, but I'm the judge, so I win.
I'm sort of envisioning this like an amazing courtroom scene where the plaintiff and the defendant are like, yeah, we have no problems here. Like, things are fine. Yeah, really, we sort of just resolved it. The judge was like, you're both wrong.
I mean, that's probably the best way to describe what
Sure.
the people's
We're fine.
court
We don't
from
even
here
need to settle.
truly
Like,
is.
we're all good. No, you will settle.
You are both sentenced. That's how I've decided. All right, finally, it's the last one. True or false? Wedding receptions should have alcohol. Steven.
Yes. Wedding receptions should have alcohol. Here's the thing. I'm socially awkward. We know this. Like,
Agreed.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you get me in a group of more than like 3 or 4 people and I get real awkward and I either get silent and don't talk to anybody or I turn up to 11 and I'm just like, I'm going to talk to everyone. And then I'm uncomfortable. And so the best thing in that situation is to give me a beer or 7. And after that, I'm usually like, okay. I can talk to people. I can relax. But I also don't feel pressured to. Like, I'm just going to enjoy my evening with my friends and my wife and just hang out. And I don't feel that pressure, that social pressure, if I've had a little social lubricant to kind of, knock that pressure off. Does that make sense?
It does, but when you said social lubricant, it made the entire courtroom feel very uncomfortable. Jeffrey, true or false? Wedding reception should have alcohol.
Yeah, with apologies to my friends who do not drink, I would say true, they should have the alcohol. It's one of the few things that I think makes the weddings are just so stilted and awkward and uncomfortable that it's just nice to know that that's what once we're done with daddy-daughter dance, at that point I can booze up and do what I can. Yeah.
Well, for the last one, what will the judge say? Of course it's true. Dry weddings are super boring. I've been to so many, and it's awkward because those are always the time that it's during the day, and I'm somehow sitting next to that weird 3rd grade teacher of yours, and I don't know what to say. Plus, let me share a fun fact. I was at my aunt's recommitment ceremony.
I was going to say wedding.
Mm-hmm. No, a recommitment ceremony, and let's say there was definitely alcohol there, and I didn't know anyone, so I was very uncomfortable. But then, alcohol graced us all that night with a very special gift, and that was one lady, roughly in her 40s, who had truly tasted of the wine, so to speak, hath drunketh from the vine, so to speak, and was so intoxicated that she moved everyone out of the way to have a very seductive dance, just her in the middle of the dance floor, which concluded with her taking a rose and then eating the entire rose.
Oh, amazing.
And in that moment, I realized this would never have happened at a dry wedding, and for this, we can all be thankful. And that is... Oh, I have to get my music. Hold on.
No offense to anyone who had a dry wedding, by the way.
No,
we respect your choices.
What's funny is I had a dry wedding because I was straight up like, hey, I ain't paying for that.
Yeah.
Accurate.
I'm poor.
Yeah.
And I said, we'll finish this, and then go drink afterwards.
We had beer and wine only. So...
And
I think that's fair.
This has been the People's Court. A very, very controversial people's court, apparently. Well, more just the judge versus everyone else. Until next time. Judge out. Bam. That was nice.
You end it so abruptly, just boom.
That's good.
Bum, bum, bum.
Oh my
Sounds
gosh.
more like Sanford and Son than it does the People's Court at times.
Oh my! We should make the People's Court theme the Sanford and Son theme. Just something to chew on there. Well, we're gonna take a quick break, but we'll be right back with more Is This Adulting? Hey everybody, best friend number 1, Stephen Pappas here, breaking in with your weekly podcast recommendation. So this week we're recommending Wonderful on the Max Fun Network. Wonderful is a podcast for joyful and enthusiastic people that like hearing about the passions, big and small, of other people. Each week, Rachel and Griffin McElroy will talk about things they love and invite listeners to write in with their treasured items of enthusiasm. Topics may include movies, television, sports, books, drinks, eats, animals, methods of transportation, cooking implements, types of clothing, places in the world, imaginary places, fictional characters, and fonts, just to name a few. So, this show is, and not to make a pun on the words, but y'all, it's wonderful. I love this show. Rachel is an amazing, amazing person. I love listening to her and her husband Riff, and Griffin's our favorite good boy. Y'all know that. This show has really brightened up my life when I've been really stressed out. Like, this is one of those shows I can just click on and listen to, and I'm going to be instantly cheered up. So definitely check out Wonderful on the Max Fun Network. You can find them on any podcatcher. That's where I get them. So, okay, I'm going to abort this. Back to the show. All right, and we're back. I said something very odd during the break, and now I feel very uncomfortable. But it's game time, so hey, Chris, what game
is
are
still
we playing
uncomfortable.
The courtroom. It's all about social lubricant, and ever since then, it's just been downhill for me. Hey, Chris, what game are we playing?
We're playing a game that I recently came up with when our wonderful friend Lauren Shippen was on. And so I figured this was appropriate for you, Jeffrey, because after all, you're an author, you write, you have books with your names on them. I don't, except for if you bring the books from like 3rd grade where I wrote my names in when I wasn't supposed to. And so I call this game Shelf Awareness. What I do is we go through the library called the Internet, and I find different sections of very strange book titles that actually exist. And I'm going to read 2 of them to you, and you have to tell me which one you think is real. Simple enough, right?
All right.
You buzz in. If you get it right, you get a point. If you don't, well, too bad for you. What we need is just a buzzer. Last time the buzzer was a librarian voice. Should it be the same, or should it be something different this time, Stephen?
I'll defer to our resident creative, Mr. Cranor. What would you like to have as buzzers?
Was it like a librarian voice? Was like just like a whisper, like I'm buzzing in, or
ooh, actually, ASMR buzzer. I like that so much better. Yep, that's what we're doing. Well, it's the whisper buzzer. That's even better.
Okay.
And just buzz, 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 buzz. All right, so I need really fast to hear both of your buzzers just to make sure I can get a good taste of what it's going to be like. So, Jeffrey, you want to start?
Buzz, 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 buzz.
Ooh, my ears are tingling. Woo!
Do one long buzz. Yeah.
Buzz. Steven?
I'll do the one long buzz. The buzz.
Oh, okay.
Ugh, that just makes me feel. It just sounds like you decided to take a pee break without telling us. All right, so here we go. So the first two, we're going to be in the same section where I'm quite excited about it. It's the love and relationships section. And so I'm going to read 2 titles to you, and then once I've finished them both, the first person to buzz in gets the chance to select.
Okay.
Is it How to Poo on a Date, The Lover's Guide, The Toilet Etiquette, or How to Know If Your Boyfriend is Actually a Grandfather?
Buzz.
Yes, Steve. Not Steven, Jeffrey.
I'm guessing which one is real.
Yes, which one is real?
I'm gonna say the first one. How to Poo on a Date.
You are correct.
Yes. I need this
I thought
book.
I thought I might have really tricked you on how to know if your boyfriend is actually a grandfather. But unfortunately not. Well, I'm going to read
It's
to
not
you,
fair when you choose books that I myself have written. That sort of excludes Stephen.
Ooh, that is true. That is true. All right, well, I'm going to read to you a little bit of the description of this book, and then I'll send you the front cover so you can see it. And if anyone wants to see these covers and links for themselves, just go to our show notes. It's on our website, isthisadultingpod.com, so you can feel like you're a part of the action. So this is considered not an instruction manual, as the title might imply. This is a practical guide to confronting every possible problem, or eventually one may encounter when wooing. Inside, you'll learn exactly what to do through explanatory text and useful diagrams.
When
I'm not sure
wooing.
about that. In a variety of practical, real-life situations, from the feeling the call of nature has on you as you walk into the woods with your parent. What is this saying? I did not read this whole. Okay, I'm not going to read the rest because that's kind of gross. But yeah, so apparently it's just weird. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to share this with you. 1 second, so you can see this wonderful, wonderful title.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait until I figure out how in the world to do it. Oh gosh. Oh man.
The internet's hard.
It really can be sometimes. It can just be more difficult than I would prefer to admit it. But yeah, so what you're going to see is you're going to just see a wonderful, wonderful title if I can just get it over here. I'm so close, everyone. I promise I'm so close. I know that this is wonderful audio that everyone is just super excited about.
Should we vamp? Let's write a Night Vale story right now.
Right now? Ooh,
well,
that's exciting.
I do have a book-related story about a title, which is we were when we were on tour with Night Vale one time, we would sometimes stay in Airbnbs instead of hotels, and so we found this Airbnb, and anyways, it was a really bizarre place because first off, like I just grabbed one of the rooms on the ground floor, and then Joseph and Meg grabbed one of the other rooms, and Cecil another, and whatever, and on and on. It already started with one. Meg came to my door and knocked on my door and was like, "Hey, I need to remove the toddler camera from your room because we can see you from our bedroom." They were in the master bedroom. No. And I was like, oh, good Lord, that's terrifying. Two, the other thing that they pointed out in the master bedroom, there's a bookshelf on either side of the bed, like tiny little bookshelves on either side, and they were very gendered. So like one was entirely like lady books, and the other was all entirely like guy books. And but one of the things, so it was like the guy books were a lot of like action thrillers, and the lady books were definitely like kind of like high-end literary romance type things. Anyways, but one of the books that Joseph found on the guy's side was a self-help book titled "It's Never Too Late to Be a Good Dad." And it was heart-wrenching, but then part of me also, just thinking about my own experiences, I was like, oh, but sometimes it is.
Every once in a while, it is too late to be a good dad.
Well, if you need to be a good dad, just give this to your son or daughter. This book is going to, if they're really nervous on a date, and now you're going to get a chance to see for yourself how to poo on a first date. Is that not just the most beautiful thing in the world? It's just so nice. It's two star-crossed lovers holding their hands while crossing their legs. It's just nice and simple, and it's to the point. Would you not agree, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's here to say what it's saying. I mean, they're crossed in a very sensual yet bathroom themed way. So
it's I have to say about the cover design though, it is a little bit like not inclusive, right? Like it's very heteronormative,
you're right.
You know, and so I feel like it's not really getting everybody in it. And poo on a date, I feel like would affect all people interested in dating.
Oh, it would 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, as everyone knows, the children's book, everybody poops.
Yeah.
And so I would agree with that. Well, let's go with this next one and see if this one is a little bit more, will make you feel comfortable. I can promise you it won't. Also, in the love and relationship section.
Okay.
Is it? What to expect when concealing. 20 ways to conceal your weapon while still looking sexy. Or dating for under $1, 301 ideas. Steven?
I want it. I'm just going to go with the one I want. I want it to be What to Expect When Concealing.
I'm so sorry, it's not.
Oh, I want
got
that god-awful thing to exist.
Oh, man, I got you good. I'm so sorry. It is not. It is. It's actually Dating for Under $1. And there's 301 plus dating ideas. So if you're worried that there would not be that many things you can do, you'd be wrong.
Is this like that section of like the... Okay, so we live in the Bible Belt. Is this like that section of the weird extreme team Bible that they give you when you're in like middle school that says like how to take a girl out on a date? And it's
funny
always
you say that.
Is that what it's from? Is it Extreme Team Bible Presents?
A little bit. So I'm going to just read a little bit to you, and you'll kind of understand a few parts in particular that will make you feel a little icky.
Good.
So, Dating for Under $1, 301 Ideas, is a book for teenagers, young adults, youth leaders, or anyone looking for creative dates that don't cost a lot of money. Why are youth leaders in part of it? Well, they should not be planning these dates. Anyway, no more evenings of, what do we do now? This fun and easy-to-read book gives hundreds of ideas that can make a real difference. Those who use this fun, original ideas won't ever be able to go back to dinner won't ever be able to go back to dinner and a movie because you'll be given 43 activities for large group dates, 107 group date ideas, 77 single or group date ideas, 53 single date ideas, or the especially great 21 holiday dates.
I'm picturing flipping through this book and it's like, fold some blankets, jump in a puddle. Take your trash out. Like,
I mean,
help your parents clean out their garage.
Doing it doesn't cost anything.
See,
I don't know if they
it's
have
no
that
longer
listed.
for youth leaders.
Okay, great.
I would say it's more important now than ever that youth leaders do not be a part of that book if that's going to be one of them. But with this, I'm going to give you this amazing, also very heteronormative book, as you might expect. Bam!
Oh, God.
This is straight up from like the 1980s.
Okay, so the cover is like Saved by the Bell got spilled on a Chicken Soup for the Soul book.
Oh, it is Chicken Soup, yeah.
Yeah, so here's my two favorite parts. One, some random guy that gave a quote, that he just had to give a quote for this, named Brad Wilcox, saying, "Dating will never be the same again." And for me, it's like, Brad, so you're mesmerized by only dates that are under $1? I really feel bad for whoever you date, Brad. I am not a fan for you. And finally, I also love that, so this is a guy and a girl. The girl's at the top. They're both like high school senior type of pictures. The guy's looking straight. Why is the girl looking loving down? Why aren't they looking at each other? That makes me very upset.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
It's definitely targeted to cheap dudes because it's the idea of like he's just like neutral everyday guy. He's looking at you because you are him, and she's looking at him because she's looking at you. I think that's what's...
Oh, man, you made that so deep somehow.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you made that deep, but well done.
I need you to know the top review on this on Amazon is cheesy ideas, but fantastic for planning activities for your youth group if you host them.
What?
I use this to plan activities for a single adult group in my community that I host and plan. Some are great for getting you out of your shell and talking. Others are good for just enjoying yourself. I need to know who was upset with this book, though. I'm going to need to see a 1-star review here.
Something cost $2. They lied.
Oh, that took a turn. I'm not going to read that. That is
please
a very
don't.
anti-Mormon stance that they took.
Oh, no.
Is it a
not
Mormon
what we're
book?
trying to do here.
I'm
maybe
wondering
it
if
is.
it may be through Mormon Press or something.
Okay.
That was a very hateful...
that was not the
hateful
intention at
review.
all.
Yeah, I'm not going to read that.
So you just given up on reading reviews?
Yeah, I think that that my, at least for that book, I'm gonna leave it at let's.
I think that's a
use
good
it to plan
idea.
activities,
and we're gonna move out of the love and relationship section. We're gonna move into a different section of the library. It's called the geriatric section. It's quite simple. Tell me which book do you think is real? Is it Who Cares About Elderly People, or It's Fallen and It Can't Get Up? The male struggle of impotency in old age.
Buzz.
Jeffrey.
Who cares about old people?
You got it. I was really hoping that my pun.
No, that was just a question I had. Hold on, let me give you my answer.
Well, you are correct. So I will just quickly read to you what Who Cares About Elderly People says. Readers learn that older people and young people have a lot in common, and that there are many ways that they can help each other. It's literally a children's book, y'all. I don't know why this is a children's book, but it is.
I just found it.
You found it, huh? Yeah, well, it is, just get ready. So let me just go ahead and show you this wonderful, just children's, but of just old people, young people, just on a seesaw.
Oh, man.
With, for some reason, a dog's in the middle.
That dog is terrified, probably.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, though, it looks like they're having a good time, and it looks like that is probably a date for under $1. So you have to at least give them that. It is... The intention of this book is to actually raise awareness about the ways that you can relate with people of other generations. But for some reason, it's the worst name in the entire world for trying to promote that. Did you find something?
Oh, gosh, this review.
What did you find? Oh no.
Okay. So I need you to know that there are 6 reviews. And
Yes.
some of them are like, that's just really mean. Who the heck made this? Blah, blah, blah. And then there's 5 stars, like, enjoyable read, thank you. And then, then there's a 3-star review.
Okay.
That says, apparently people do care about the elderly, but not me.
Oh my God.
And so here is just part of the review. It gets a little intense. So me being the bomb-ass 15-year-old I am... I bought this to teach my self-righteous grandpa a lesson. I read it first and nearly threw up. Needless to say, the title was clickbait. I put it into a pile along with my old Bible and my training bra. Then I lit it up and watched as it burned down to hell.
Oh my
The world
God.
is a better place thanks to me ridding it of all this useless propaganda being taught to us innocent children in school.
Whoa, that's intense.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Opinions.
Wow. Yeah, those were some pretty strong opinions. I think that person deserves to actually be forced to read. It's fallen and it can't get up. I think that should be their punishment. Well, right now, Jeffrey, you're doing something that very few people do. And that is, you're destroying Steven at a game.
Yeah, you're sweeping me.
Which is pretty great. I'm loving that. And anyone else who's used to him always winning is also loving it.
This is like destroying in the soccer sense, not the basketball sense, right? I think it's 2-1 or something. Yeah.
There's 2-0.
Oh,
so,
okay,
I mean, it's pretty good right now. So, and this is actually going to be the last one. And we're going into the health and science section. Is it... These are some pretty intense ones, so get ready. Is it, you haven't lived until you've seen someone's colon, why colonoscopies are a lost art? Or, managing a dental practice, the Genghis Khan way?
Buzz.
Steven?
Tell me it's the second one.
Of course it is! Let me just read a little bit of this story.
Whoa.
Although some in the West see him in negative terms, the Mongol leader created one of the world's greatest empires. His hugely successful strategies included intelligence gathering, understanding his rivals' motivations, being quick to learn and adopt new technology and ideas, and successful people management. Genghis Khan is one of the history's most charismatic and dynamic leaders, and you will need all of his skill, strength, and tenacity to succeed in both dentistry and business. This how-to book on survival and empire building in the dentistry business is ideal for anyone who owns, aspires to own, or is involved in managing a dental practice. Can anyone say that this might be a little bit too extreme? This guy, you're a dentist, man.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing? So I'm going to quickly just show you this very just intense, to the point, just book title.
If you see this book on a shelf at your dentist's office, you should get out.
I would agree with that statement. I would 100% agree. It's just very intense.
It's
I don't
so
even fully
austere.
Yeah, I don't.
Wait. I found it.
What?
Okay.
You found it? Managing a dental practice. The
Yes.
Genghis Khan way.
It has 4 reviews. And with that 4 reviews, it has a perfect 5-star rating on Amazon.
Wow. It's almost like if everyone feels threatened to give anything other than a 5-star review, or it's all 4 of his children, since if he's managing it the Genghis Khan way, he's got at least 100,000 children.
So this is my favorite review where they really get into it. Steak tartare originated with the Tartar hordes during the reign of Genghis Khan. A piece of raw beef was placed between the saddle and the horse's back. This is a review. And became tenderized over the course of 8 to 10 hours of heavy galloping through the Eurasian steppes.
Of course.
The author's premise with this book is similar. Instead of brushing, flossing, and regular checkups, he posits that the proactive, contemporary dentist's role is to sit on a patient's head and simulate the motion of a galloping horse for lengthy stretches of time in order to make the mouth a much less hospitable environment for cavity-causing bacteria via pressure and friction. It's a revolutionary idea, and now just coming into its time. So that's clearly not a joke, or clearly is a joke, but what's not a joke is how much this book costs.
Oh, I didn't see. How much does it cost?
There are 3 new copies available on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Now, okay, here's the thing. You can get a new copy for as low as $552.81.
What?
Whoa.
But there is a copy that goes all the way up to $2,374.61.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And it can be yours.
Genghis Khan way, you just have to go and find a place that owns that book and then just physically threaten them until they give it to you.
Yeah. You just take it.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
those are new. I can't imagine. I mean, used must be a deal, right? Oh yeah, okay. If you can get them used as low as $148.33.
God.
Well, see, I can imagine that one person who was just like, it's impossible for them to have the ability to buy a used book. Like, they're just like way too intense about it. What are you?
There is a used copy going for $5,000.
What?
Wow.
I don't understand. Like, how
And
even that works.
And its grade is acceptable.
Whoa.
Genghis Khan signed it. That's the only thing that's possible there.
So I'm assuming there's only like 15 copies of this in the world, and dentists really want it.
Wow.
I guess so. Wow.
Capitalism has failed.
I guess so. Well, you know what? I am interested to see who is going to be the one to get that last copy. Some might say it'll even be a nail biter.
Come
That wasn't
on.
that good. That wasn't that good. I apologize.
You're better than that, Christopher.
I really am. But yeah. So with that, Jeffrey,
Yes.
congratulations, you won.
Yay,
well
thanks.
done.
I
You
doff my
won
cap
this-
to you, sir.
Of this version of Shelf Awareness. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and hopefully you don't buy any of these books.
Not for $5,000, I won't.
You got to buy that $5,000 dental book. Use that Nivale money. Come on,
One
Jeffrey. Oh my God. You buy it, and you have Cecil do a live reading of it somewhere.
Ooh, I
Oh my
like
God,
that idea.
Horrifying.
I like
Horrifying,
that idea.
but beautiful at the same time. Well,
No, I've got it. Okay, Jeffrey, your next season, you have to come up with a different creative way. You what did you do? You said you did you did things from like the history throughout just tapes from a museum, and then you did self-relaxation tapes. You need to do diary entries from Genghis Khan, who desired to be a dentist.
it's just got to be other just like conquerors and dictators, but you've got to do something like here. I'm going to pitch you an idea for next season. Here we go. Managing a baseball card shop the Idi Amin way. Thoughts?
I'm actually sort of leaning towards the idea of just having audio of beef underneath a saddle for 10 hours across you know?
Wow. You know, that sounds like some songs I made in my experimental college band. We just
Beef under a saddle.
Yeah, we would similar to Ross from Friends. We just took a keyboard and replaced the actual keys with different sound effects. It was pretty magical.
They were all related to meat curing, so it was really just an interesting sound that we had. I've inserted myself into this story now.
I mean, I don't want to brag, but one time a lady said, "Please leave." And I did.
The highest
That did
compliment.
happen. And we never went back to that Denny's again. All right. Well, speaking of meat under a saddle, we're going to get into Jeffrey's topic.
What does that even mean?
Okay, so Jeffrey, we're going to talk about cooking shows.
Yes.
And about baking.
Yes.
And I was trying to, speaking of steak tartare, that would probably have been smoother, but meat under a saddle was more fun to say. So, Jeffrey, you just kind of want to give a little idea of what we're going to be talking about?
Sure. Yeah, I've been on I would say for like 10 years now. I've been on a cooking show kick. Like this is kind of like the standard stuff to fall asleep to. In all of our travels with Night Vale, like there's so many nights of going back to my room at the Hampton Inn and turning on Food Network and finding out that there's a Chopped marathon, and that just is the happiest thing in the whole world. Yeah, I know Top Chef has been around forever, and as an avid fan of cooking shows as I am, I'm pretty much mostly a Food Network guy. I've seen very little Top Chef. That's not any type of statement against Top Chef lovers. It's just I have not gotten around to watching it at this point. It's mostly, Food Network. We have a tiny little TV in the corner of our kitchen, and so we'll just have on Food Network, sometimes HGTV, but that's just kind of like the background noise while we're making dinner or doing whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, I one of my happiest memories was, during all of our Night Vale touring, I would start just like live tweeting Chopped. I would just start making commentary about Chopped, and then I would just sort of make up basket ingredients, and just throw these things out. Anyways, well, one of the like production assistants on the show emailed me, was like, "Do you ever want to like come up and take a tour of the Chopped Studios?" And
No.
over in Chelsea Market over in New York's West Side. And I was like, yes, I would like to do that now. So me and Jillian and then Joseph and Meg all got to go up there and take a tour of the Chopped Studios, and it was the best.
What in the world?
It was really cool. They let us take pictures, but they said we weren't allowed to post them on social media. But I do have a whole bunch of pictures of us sitting on the set of Chopped and walking around in the pantry. It's fun seeing all of the fake labels up close. There's a person on staff there whose sole job is to basically to make all of those labels.
Really?
And so yeah, it's because they don't put any of the brand names out there. Although you can tell that it's like Domino Sugar.
Oh my god, that's my favorite part. Like, for instance, when it's like the dessert time and one of the ingredients is Oreos, and the way they say it is chocolate cream rounds, or just like randomly
chocolate cream filled sandwich cookie.
Yeah,
like it's so oddly specific, and I love it.
I think it was fruit circles for Fruit Loops one time on a thing. Fruit circles.
My favorite
cereal.
one is tiny ice cream spheres for Dippin' Dots.
Pretty great. There was definitely a Smirnoff vodka bottle that just had been relabeled Fancy Vodka, which I was like, oh, you and I have a different definition of fancy.
I would agree with that statement.
So Jeffrey, I need you to take this for what it's worth, and I mean absolutely no offense. Within the Wires, Welcome to Night Vale, 2 New York Times bestsellers. This is your greatest achievement, though.
No, it was just one of my happiest
set.
moments. Yeah, it was really cool. It was a neat thing of like, it's one of those things where like, when you're on social media and you just sit there and you just make jokes, or you like yell about things politically or whatever. It's just really amazing when like people actually like listen to you for a moment, and in a positive way. Sometimes you'll make a political joke and it'll get retweeted a couple hundred times, and then suddenly you have a bunch of randos in your mentions yelling at you about it, and that's like the negative form of attention. But it's really cool when like something you really love and you talk about how much you love it, and then that thing sees you and says, hey, that's awesome, why don't you come up and see the studio? That was a really cool little thing. I thought that was neat. I mean, listen, I'm not going to rank it above like performing in the Sydney Opera House, but it was really cool.
I think you should, though.
Just to piss off Australia.
Oh, there's also, I found this one, Cheetos are crunchy cheese curls.
Perfect.
Oh my god, this is my new favorite game, is brownie edges. What is that?
Brownie edges?
Oh, that's just, it's just like the brownie corners, right? Like the...
Why is that an ingredient?
I don't know. Because it's
there's
crunchier, yeah.
I feel like I have learned about so many fruits and vegetables or just edible things that I did not know existed from shows like Chopped. I'm especially curious about, I'm assuming you've watched Cutthroat Kitchen, correct?
Yes.
Of course.
Okay. Can we just talk about how is that even possible? like it's one thing when it's just something like it sometimes would be super simple of just being like, for 2 minutes you have to sit there and watch while everyone else is cooking, and you're like, oh gosh darn it. And then other times they say, here's a piece of tinfoil, this is your only utensil for the entire meal, please enjoy cutting your steak with that.
They had one episode where a guy, the thing he had to do was they he had to they didn't cut his hand off, but they had to they replaced your hand with a potato masher. So it's essentially that they basically taped your hand up and then put a potato masher on that hand. And then that was that hand. It had to be your dominant hand, so it was his right hand. But there was one point in time, he was managing to do a lot of stuff with just the potato masher, but there was one point in time when he went to the oven, opened the oven, and then couldn't get his hand unstuck from the handle of the oven, the potato masher got wedged in there. And Alton Brown came by and was trying to look at it, and then he just said, well, good luck with that, and walked off.
Gosh.
Oh my gosh.
That's such a great show.
Yeah, I can't even imagine it.
I'm seeing one that was a challenge. I've looked up the funniest Cutthroat Kitchen sabotages, and thinking small. They must complete with tiny tools, limited prep space, and an electric range. The kitchen forces chefs to harken back to their childhood with a childhood cooking set. There's one called Meatball Madness. This is the Pits, this guy was forced to settle into an overflowing ball pit as he prepared his meatballs.
I saw that too.
Oh
God, they put a dog cone on a guy. What is this show?
It's just so. I mean, all these shows to me are amazing, and it honestly, I feel like a weird tension between loving watching these shows and getting so upset because they could give me all the perfect ingredients to make one of the easiest dishes in the world, and I wouldn't even know what to do. And obviously there's just so much training and so much skill involved, but I just so badly want to be able to do that. There used to be me and my wife used to watch Chop sometimes, and they would give the ingredients and we'd pause and we'd both try and come up with something that we could do to create. And it was always just boil some noodles and put the meat on top of it. And it was that's all we could come up with. So, oh my gosh.
Have you guys watched Nailed It on Netflix?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We were doubled over laughing here in this household watching that, and it's amazing. And I love it. And that and Cutthroat Kitchen are kind of after they're really after my heart. The theater group I was involved with here in New York for so many years was the Neo-Futurists, and their style of performance is task-based. So you'd never pretend anything on stage. So one of the workshop things that we'll do is we'll have somebody come up and lift a chair, and we'll pretend the chair weighs 100 pounds. So somebody will come up and act like this chair is really heavy. But we're well, we want to get you out of the acting habit, and if you want to look stressed that something is heavy, lift something truly heavy. And so what we would do is have somebody then take the chair and just hold it out at arm's length, normal weight, and then just have them hold it there for a long time, and then you watch the strain in their body. And so there's a lot of really cool things we were able to do in the Neo-Futurists that involved restraining yourself. Somebody had a play, we'd have a lot of short plays. Somebody had a short play called I Could Do This Next Play with One Hand Tied Behind My Back. And so then they tied that hand behind his back and then had him perform the next thing with that hand tied behind his back. So there's a lot of these task-based things impede your own progress, and you come up with some really weird, cool stuff. And I just Cutthroat Kitchen and Nailed It are just such art to me.
Yeah,
I love Nailed It, and I love Nicole Byer, so I'm always just happy seeing her on there.
The fact that they're able to create things, I mean, because with Chopped, it's already interesting enough, but they're professional chefs, and that's one thing. But I don't know, I'm kind of one of those people that both love watching situations where people are dealing with like misfortunate stuff, but I also get like really angry at the same time in defense of them. And so I'll be sitting there and like for Cutthroat Kitchen, there'll be like two people. One of them has just had to stand on a roller skate while only replacing all of their salt with sugar and using one plastic knife for utensils, and the other person had like nothing, and both of them hand their dishes, and yes, at the end of the day, the person's supposed to judge just from what they see, but I'll still get so upset because they'll look at the person who had all these crazy things to deal with and go, oh man, I would say this chicken's maybe a little sweet. If only you would have had some salt. And I'm just like, no, it's not their fault. And it just is so upsetting to me. And, oh, gosh.
See, I get into cooking competitions where it's a season long with the same people. And I pick, like, two people. And those are my ride or dies.
Yeah.
And, like, I am with them and everyone else can go to hell. Like, I get so intense. Like, there was a season of... the best cooking competition, and if anyone questions me, you're wrong, which is the Great British Bake Off. Sure. Which is... Mary Berry is my heart. She is an international treasure, and I love her. And just hearing her say soggy bottom is my favorite thing in the world.
Scrummy.
But... it's absolutely scrummy. I love her. And there was one season, man, I didn't even hate a lot of people, but there were a couple on there that I was like, you did one wrong. You said one snide comment to my person, and now I hope you lose. I hope the tent burns down in your corner. Like, I was so intense.
Wow,
like,
that is pretty aggressive for such a peaceful show.
It's very peaceful.
It's so nice. Like, and I think that's what makes me mad sometimes. I'm like, everyone's so nice. All they have to do is be like, oh, that looks a little under. Like, maybe they're trying to help. I don't care. But I'm just like, you bitch.
Well, so,
so mad.
I heard through the grapevine, a.k.a. Steven, Jeffrey, that recently you and your wife have gotten super into Zumbo.
Yes.
Just dessert. Yes. Oh, yeah. When it first came out, me and my wife were all about it. For those who don't know what that is, Zumbo is considered pretty much the Willy Wonka of Australia. Australia or New Zealand?
Yeah, he's Australian.
Yeah. And I learned a lot of interesting things about Australia in this. One, their game shows are like significantly nicer than in America. like it's not. I wouldn't say it's peaceful in the same way that Great British Bake Off is. But everyone's like so nice. Like as they're like talking smack, they'll at the same time be like, "Just kidding, though. I'm proud of you." And it's just, and you're sitting there and you're like, "I don't understand. I don't know what I'm supposed to do right now. I have so many emotions."
It has all the bells and whistles of like an American competition show. Like it's really high production value. It's a lot of like graphics. It's a lot of like crazy set design and like whimsical fonts and whatever else. And then and then the people get on there and then they're talking smack. Like there's the one guy on Zumbo's Just Desserts.
Oh gosh,
the bouncer guy who's real douchey. But the longer you spend with him, you're like, I think everyone likes him, and I think he knows that that's just his douchey way of being, kind of like, oh, I'm just better than everyone else. But he seems kind of like when he's on there, people seem to legitimately enjoy him. And by the halfway into the season, Jillian and I were like, I kind of like him. Like I don't think I would want to spend any time with him, but as opposed to like some of the people that they get on like Beat Bobby Flay or Food Network. Next Food Network star or whatever, like these people are douches and I don't like half of them, like legitimately.
You want Bobby Flay to beat them, literally.
Yes.
No, I totally get what you're saying, and this is what I've learned about Australia. Fancy desserts for them means, hey, you know how you can have something that has 2 layers and that's cool.
Right.
Well, no, it's better. 45 layers.
Oh my God.
That's pretty much what every single like crazy dessert that this guy makes is just like he'll open it up and it's a crazy looking thing. He really likes making molds of like little animals and other weird type of stuff, and he'll be like, and you cut it inside. This is a horrible. And I apologize for everyone for this accent. And he's like, and you open it up. and there's 13 layers, and the layers are chocolate, caramel, more chocolate, butterscotch, marshmallow, tomato paste, so and so. And what's funny is you think that sounds crazy, but that's actually sometimes what he does. And he has literally like 1,000 different flavors, and it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, you're thinking, can you not enjoy one flavor of something? First of all, and second of all, tell me if you felt the same way about this, Jeffrey. I didn't know there was a thing called jellies or jelly inserts until this show, and they love putting that in like everything.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I guess I had heard of it before, but it's just not a thing in a dessert I have very often. And then it was all over the show, like having jellies everywhere.
Just nonstop.
In layers.
It's what would you say? It's not necessarily Jell-O consistency, but
No, it's usually in a really thin layer. It's kind of in the same way that we might have, like, you might have jam in the middle of it, like a cake layer that has jam in it or something, that it's like a fruit filling, but it's been treated sort of like more like Jell-O, so it's like consistent and it's a really, really tiny thin layer. But like Jell-O style in there. Mm-hmm. But it's richer than Jell-O. Like Jell-O has that kind of like distant sugary flavor, and this is I think more fruit based.
Yeah. And here's the last thing I'll say about Zumbo's desserts real fast, and then we can
just so I can jump back in the conversation.
Yeah, I apologize.
I've never seen
You have
Zumbo.
to watch this though. You're gonna love it.
I know.
The worst part though is Zumbo has this assistant that literally does nothing but scream at the and like in the corner of the room, just not just like what time is left, but just really has no value like to the show. And I was really excited because I was like, sweet, like a different type of voice is coming in too. It's not just Zumbo, this weird Mr. Clean looking dude. And she just stands in the corner, yells, and then occasionally comes up and she's like, how's everything going? You don't look like you're doing good, and then walks away. And you're like, good Lord, she's mean. She's like the bully from high school.
She kind of has that Paul Hollywood thing, right? Like Paul Hollywood on Great British Bake Off. Not the same personality at all, but the thing about Paul is that when he comes by in each round, and it's like, so tell me what you're working on, and they describe what they're working on, Paul never says anything. Like, Paul just is like, huh.
The king of shade.
So yeah, he'll be like, oh, okay, so you're not gonna chill that then? No. Okay. And then walk off.
Oh, you think it's a good idea to put apricots in
that? And that's what the assistant woman on this, she'll come by, and she'll be like, oh, so you're gonna fold that into a meringue? Huh. Okay.
And then sometimes she'll go even bolder to say, either that doesn't look good, or you're not going to finish that. It's just like, my God, no, even like she doesn't give any pointers, just a drive by like insult, and then just keeps going.
Right. See, I've wanted to watch Zumbo, but my wife and I have gotten caught up in what is the cheesiest and not good Food Network competition that goes on this time of year every year, which is the Spring Baking Championship.
Oh man.
It's not good. Mm-hmm. The judges are a nicer, less racist woman who is like Paula Deen.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Duff Goldman from Ace of Cakes and all that. And then a wonderful but kind of intense British woman who sits on the end. And it's all well and good. It is not good. It's a bad show. And the worst thing is every once in a while, just can't stand the host.
Right.
I hate when shows have like a bad host. Like, it was Bobby Dean on the first season of that show, and I was like, no. I can't separate you from your mother's sins. I can't do it. And then then you contrast that with like Great British Bake Off. I love them.
Yeah.
The two hosts they're a comedy duo from England, and I love them so much. I just want to be their friends, and apparently they've left the show now.
Yeah, have you seen the new one? They've already done the new season of Channel 4. It's really weird. I've only watched one episode of it, and it's really weird. But weird in the sense of like this all looks the same, but all the people are different. But like the set and the setup and everything else is the same. So I think it's just a matter of like, I bet if I sat through the whole season, I would probably come to love it.
Are all the people different?
Everybody but Paul.
Mary Berry gone?
Yeah, Paul's the only same one left. So he has a new co-judge, and then there are 2 brand new hosts. The set is still the same.
Where's my sweet geriatric angel?
I don't know what she's doing now, but she's not on that show.
Steven, didn't you hear? Who cares about elderly people?
No, I need to literally, while we're talking, I have to Google where's Mary Berry.
You should. I want to tell one quick Chopped story, which is the one type of cooking show that I really dislike are like the kids cooking shows, because they make me really tense for the kids.
Yes.
Like I don't feel great for them. Because I do feel like it's like sports parents, like football dads or whatever, where you're like, oh, you've really driven these kids hard, I think. But we were watching, it was on some tour stop, and Joseph and Meg and I were sitting around watching Chopped on an afternoon before a show. And Cecil, who's the narrator of Welcome to Night Vale, Cecil had come downstairs. He doesn't really ever watch TV. And he came downstairs to ask a question, and it was right in the middle of one of the episodes, and it was Kids Chopped, and there was like some and Cecil came down to ask about like what time are we driving over to the theater is basically it. So he came down, and then right in the middle of Cecil coming down, it's this kid talking about it, and he was like, and here's the thing, like I think I overcooked the cod. I'm positive I overcooked the cod. And Cecil had come down, and it was right when that kid was saying it, and he just kind of like held up the shush sign to the screen. He says, "It's going to be okay." So what time are we leaving for the theater, you guys?
Can I say Kids Chopped sounds really horrible. Sounds like a really bad horror movie.
Yeah.
And 2, have you ever watched Gordon Ramsay? Like, have you ever
Master
seen
Chef
his videos
Jr.
where it goes back and forth from him talking to the adults and screaming at them, and then like he goes to a kid and he's like, "I'm just so proud of you, darling. You're the best." Like, it's really enjoyable to see the difference.
It's amazing.
All right, I have a breaking Mary Berry update.
Lovely.
It appears in 2018, Berry will judge a new series called Britain's Best Home Cook.
Oh, lovely.
So, gonna have to look that up. Also, we've been lied to. Her name is actually Mary Rosa Eileen Hunnings.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm glad she went with Mary Berry.
I like Mary
that
Berry.
doesn't roll off the tongue.
I want to
well.
say this also for you, Stephen, in support of Zumbo, is that the thing that I really love about it is that they're all amateur chefs. They're all amateur bakers.
Yeah, that's true.
And so that's one of the things that's really cool about it, because like a show like Chopped, you're dealing with people who work professionally in cooking, and so the stuff that people make, the difficulty level is like Nailed It. Like they're having to make even more elaborate stuff than Nailed It, and they actually succeed at making these really elaborate things. I mean, fortunately, they're given like 4 hours instead of 30 minutes, but still, they're really remarkable. And so that's one of the cool things about that, which is that, I don't know, something about that feels accessible to me. It feels like normal. It feels like, oh, these are people who are, they're self-taught sort of thing. Although I'm sure a lot of them have had training, but they're sort of like self-made in some way. Yeah,
and Zumbo is kind of like that random dude you met on the beach who surfs and is always high. That's the best way to describe how Zumbo is constantly talking. And I promise you, if you see it, you'll realize what I'm talking about.
He's so low energy. It's really amazing. Yeah, I really
like it. It's really amazing, man. I don't know what that voice was. That was not Australian.
I don't know. It was not Australian.
I can't do Australian at all, so cheers to you.
That was a trucker voice is what I just gave.
Oh, my God. Well, we're going to move on in just a second and wrap it up because I want to respect Jeffrey's time, but also, two, I picked a bad day to start the eating less thing now that we're talking about all this, and all I want is just some good bread, just something baked lovely. So I got to get out of this situation, but I do want to ask, Jeffrey, you mentioned when we were talking before you came on the show that you've dabbled in some baking recently. So tell me more. Like, did he have a car?
He did have a car. It was a buttermilk biscuit that I've been trying to make. I've been trying to make a buttermilk biscuit recipe that works well. Yeah, it's interesting. Like baking is really wild. We don't have the best oven in the world. It's pretty old and it's electric, and so it's
Boogie.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's, right?
Sorry. That's a callback. I apologize.
I like it. But yeah, it kind of bakes unevenly and inconsistent temperatures, so it's really hard. Like and also because I'm not super good at it, everything is wildly inconsistent. But yeah, I've been trying to do that. Jillian has been really trying to get cakes down, and I will say one of the best cakes I've ever had, if not the best, was one she made for my birthday this past year, and it came from a baking magazine, this recipe, and it is a tomato soup cake. And it is
what?
And it's really fascinating because so I did this thing where Jillian was making the cake and she had all the ingredients out, and it's like butter, flour, sugar, powdered sugar, cream cheese for the frosting, whatever. So all that's sitting there, and then like 2 cans of Campbell's tomato soup. And I took a picture of it and put it on Instagram and said something like, "Time to bake a cake," like being funny, like ha ha ha. Let's see how this works out. But I had several people, like Irish people, were like, "Oh yeah, my grandmother made those cakes." And it would make tomato soup cakes, and it basically was like, it was popular in America too at a certain time, but it came out of a generation where there wasn't a lot of fresh produce, and so like in the mid-century, where you're like, well, I can't make carrot cake, but I can use tomato soup to make the cake. And I will tell you this, it has all of the texture and consistency of like a moist yellow cake, but it tastes like carrot cake, without all that other garbage like nuts and carrots and raisins thrown into it. It's really, really good. Yeah, it was amazing. So if you can find a good tomato soup cake recipe, I highly recommend that.
We need to link Jillian and Katie, my wife, up, because she makes cakes all the time and delivers them places and does all that. And she's obsessed with baking cakes. So she's tried some interesting ones. I'll put it that way. Even though I will say the best one that she's made, that I keep begging her, like, make one for my birthday, and she's like, you need to be healthy, and I'm like, but you make them for everyone else. The best one she's made, though, she made this like chocolate cake with like a chai icing, and she used like just chai tea in the icing, and like, oh my god, it's so good. And then I wasn't able to have any more because I need to be healthy.
Oh, cake is healthy. Like spiritually.
Yeah, just go.
There's eggs in there. There's
Just talk to Zumbo. He makes cakes with like ground beef and other type of weird stuff in it, and somehow it tastes really good.
Yeah, he had that weird like Mexican taco ice cream cone thing, which is really crazy. Yeah,
I don't understand it.
Man.
I don't understand it.
Go Talk to Zumbo sounds like a weird young adult novel. I don't know why. Maybe I'm thinking of Go Ask Alice, but Go Ask Zumbo.
Zumbo sounds like the really cute guy in the back that has an interesting story.
Yeah, perfect.
Hey Zumbo, what's your story? All right. Well,
how you doing? It's me, Zumbo.
Please,
I make 45
stop.
layer cakes. I'm done.
To all of our listeners in Australia, I am very, very sorry for that. I'm sorry, Allie.
This is me wanting to be more like you.
There you go, Chris. That's all that he really wants, is to be more like you. So send us some good Australian candy, because we've had New Zealand and we've had Norway and we've had England. So now we have to try Australia. We've had every form of Marmite, Vegemite, whatever you can imagine.
Yeah.
So
that'd be a bad cake, by the way. Marmite cake.
Oh, a Marmite cake. Yeah, let's do that. If you send us. No.
Nope.
I'm not going to make that promise. All right. Well, if you would like to send us a topic for discussion or a mental health check-in, or you have anything else on your mind, I'll remind you again, we are not professionals, and we definitely promote seeking professional help, and whether that be therapy, medication, or anything like that. But if you just need a sounding board, you can hang out with us over in the Is This Adulting Best Friends group on Facebook, or you can send us an email at isthisadultingpod@gmail.com.
You can also reach out to us by following us over on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is at @istthis_adulting. Find us on our Facebook page, as well as, like Steven just mentioned, our Best Friends group, the Is This Adulting Best Friends. If you have any trouble finding that, just go to our website, isthisadultingpod.com, and you'll be able to find it there. And while you're over there, check out everything from our show notes, where you can see and read some of those reviews for those crazy books for yourself, as well as past games that we played, if you want to kind of check out some of the stuff that we've done. While you're there, there's also our merch store, as well as ways to be able to get in touch with us, or just be able to join the movement about breaking stigma around mental health. And finally, if you can just spread the word by subscribing, giving us a rating and a review, wherever it is that you get your podcast. That'll help out tons.
Absolutely. As every week, we'd like to thank The Collection for the use of our theme music, The Borrowers, off their album Ars Moriendi, and The Collection is still on tour right now, I believe, so they're coming all over the place, all over the country, so check them out at thecollectionband.com. Look at the dates, and definitely go. We've had some listeners go already, and it's been awesome from the pictures and stuff that I've seen, so definitely go check that out and support them. They're awesome. Jeffrey, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, guys. It was great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
We hope you enjoyed yourself. We'd love to have you back one day.
Yeah, I enjoyed myself greatly and would love to come back someday. I would like to add really quickly that there's a website, a baking website called laythetable.com that has a recipe for something called chocolate cake with Marmite caramel buttercream. So check that out in your spare time. Share that. Share that with all those who love baking.
What a salty cake that would be.
And don't say that, because the listeners are going to want us to eat it.
Maybe they'll make it and send it to you.
Oh, no.
Baked goods from listeners, I'm not sure about. Even though, okay, I've eaten cookies that listeners sent. I won't lie. Because, a cookie is a cookie. Poison or not.
They're going to do something to it, and then I'm going to feel like Zumbo, and I'm just going to be super high.
Well, do you want to remind everybody where they can find you or plug anything you got going on again?
Yeah, sure. You can find me on Twitter at happierman. Same handle over on the Instagram, where I post pictures of my 17-year-old cat, Simone. And then also, check out nightvalepresents.com. We have 9 different shows on our network now, including Welcome to Night Vale and Within the Wires, both of which I co-write, and some new cool stuff. Like the show Joseph has been doing with John Darnielle of the Mountain Goats called I Only Listen to the Mountain Goats, which has been really wonderful. And we just started a podcast by the great Chuck Tingle called Pounded in the Butt, by my own podcast with Chuck Tingle. And it is a series of different readers each week reading one of Chuck's really hilarious and erotic stories. So yeah, so there's some cool, those are the things that I'm working on these days, so check those out.
Awesome. And I will throw another plug for another Night Vale Presents show out there right now. Our buddy from a few episodes back, Drew Ackerman, and his show, Sleep With Me, is now on the Night Vale Presents network.
Oh, man. I love that podcast.
Used it last night.
Yep.
Me too. I was going to say, Drew is an amazing guy with an amazing show. So definitely go check that out on Night Vale Presents as well. That is going to do it for us here this week on Is This Adulting? I've been your best friend, Steven.
I've been your best friend, Chris.
And I've been your best friend, Jeffrey.
And remember, kids, be happy, stay healthy, and go hug someone.
Because you never know. They may have forgotten to pack all of their clothes. And that's bad, but kind of wait until they're not naked to hug them. That would be, I would prefer that. I think that would be a good idea.
You didn't want people just coming up to you in socks and boxers and giving you just a big old bear hug?
Well, if I would have done that in Target, then I wouldn't have been here. I would have still been in the jailhouse.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I'm not going to make the jokes I was thinking of. Everyone, have a good week.
Hey, and if you're elderly, we care about you. Bye.
Bye.
Is This Adulting is part of the Orbital Jigsaw Podcast Network. You can find our show, as well as others, at orbitaljigsaw.com. You can also find all of our merch at orbitaljigsaw.com/store. We are almost entirely listener-supported, so if you like what you hear, please consider clicking the Support the Show tab on our website, isthisadultingpod.com. We have tons of cool rewards, exclusive content, coloring sheets, Mad Libs, you name it, and much more that you'll receive in return for your support on Patreon. Thanks for all you do, and we'll see you next week.